Brett Okamoto for ESPN here in the Orpheum Theater. We are here with Tyron Woodley, who of course takes on Darren Till at UFC 228 in Dallas. Tyron, a couple of weeks ago you were on a show with a colleague of mine, Ariel Helwani, and you did not seem too happy. You didn't seem too happy about how this fight came together. Is that water under the bridge now, or has that been motivating you a little bit early on?
I wouldn't say I wasn't too happy. I was just, I think that the notice should be given to the champion first. If it's a challenger that they're anticipating me fighting, I think that I should get that first. But hey, it is what it is. It's not like I didn't see him coming. It's not like I didn't see the division and the guys that could be potentially fighting. And whether it's him, whether it's Usman, whether it's Till, these guys are coming up for my belt. So, I'm excited. I'm training. I'm mean, and I'm excited to go out there and whoop this kid's ass. So that's all I'm focusing on.
Did you want to fight in Dallas in the time frame that you are, though?
I thought I was going to be fighting Colby. I wasn't really given notice. I think they knew that he might have needed to have surgery. But once again, I can only speak on where I was at from my standpoint. So I was preparing myself to fight him at that date and at that time. And then it was brought to my knowledge that, he wasn't able to fight, and they wanted to put together a fight with me and Darren Till. So it took a couple days to get it done, and we got it done, and we're here.
So a lot of people out there might say, okay, what's the big deal? You're fighting Colby Covington, now you're fighting Darren Till. Yeah, one of them's a wrestler, one of them's a striker, but what really needs to change? Can you tell us what are the challenges with switching opponents 6 weeks away from a fight?
The first challenge is the original opponent was not even formally offered. The date wasn't even formally offered, so it was me just doing my due diligence and training ahead, because obviously if you put an interim belt up, it would make sense to unify that. So I didn't know when. I didn't know if it was going to be August, September, October, November. I didn't know. So I just started doing my work, and I'm glad I did so. The difference between Colby Covington and Darren Till is 6'3" versus 5'9", 5'10". He's a striker. He fights from long range. He's going to be kicking a lot more. He's not going to be trying to pressure me. He's not going to be trying to wrestle me. So the training strategy, the training partners, the location in which I would go and seek those type of training partners and coaches to prepare me is bipolar different. But at the end of the day, I'm here to fight the best in the world. And he's a guy that's put himself in a position, 2 strong victories over 2 veterans, and now he's in a heap of water. So now he's got to take on the reigning world champion, and a lot of these young guys think it's sweet, and they're going to see when they get in the octagon.
Yeah, and you spoke in another interview about these guys are so hungry. They haven't tasted the belt. You have, and so you have to find a way to motivate yourself. I'm curious, when you know the UFC is invested in a guy, I mean, they moved an event. They moved the last event to his hometown just so he could be in his hometown. Is that motivating to you that, hey, maybe this guy is getting opportunities that I had to work potentially harder for? Is that a motivating factor?
I mean, they can't get in there and help him. The whole UK can jump in the octagon and give him more motivation. At the end of the day, it's 2 guys in there with leather gloves on. And I'm a harder puncher, and I'm a better fighter, and I'm more well-rounded. I've been in more 5-round fights, and I fought more killers, more brawlers, more strikers, more high-level opponents. I've been at this level for 10 years. So I don't need to find it. It's buried in me. The reason I got here is because I used to be Darren Till. I used to be that hungry fighter. I used to be starving and yelling for the Diaz brothers, yelling for Connie, yelling for Johnny Hendricks, yelling for anybody. But at the end of the day, everybody think they want something until they get in there. And he's going to feel the same heat that Koshek felt when he thought he wanted something, the same heat that Jay Heron, the same heat that all these guys that were going to do something special to me. Dong Young Kim was going to press me, and he got knocked out in 60 seconds. And Robbie Lawler was a 2-time fighter a year, and he was a boogeyman, and we saw what happened to him. So I'm excited, man. I'm in great shape. I'm feeling good. I just left wildcard boxing. I'm punching like a Mack truck, and, he'll see.
Last question. In January, when Stipe Miocic, who was the heavyweight champion at the time, fought Francis Ngannou, he said, hey, I get it. Everybody is saying this kid is special. He will be special someday. He's not going to beat me. Is that how you feel about this one, or do you think Darren Till is not special? Because right now a lot of people are saying that he is, and his future is very, very bright.
No, I'm a man of truth, and he is special. He brings a mouthpiece. He brings the entertainment aspect. Anytime you can go out there, and you talk about striking and knocking people out, and you deliver. If you do that 50% of the time, and you're a legend. He has a whole country behind him. He talks the talk. He walks the walk. I think he will be a force to be reckoned with. I do think he is going to grow into middleweight. I think that division where his speed, his length, and his power is going to play better for him, he's going to have a hard time making weight for this fight, and he's not going to be able to consistently make the championship weight over and over again. So I think he will be a promising talent. He will be, I can't say he will be a champion because, it's variables that go into that. But I think he has what it takes. I think he's genuinely hungry. I think he's genuinely coming to take my belt. I do believe him when he thinks he's going to win this fight, but I know I'm a better fighter. And, He's just not going to do it on my watch. Kelvin Gastelum was the same guy. If he beats Tyron Woodley, he's going to fight for the title. Not on my watch. I fought Tarek Safin when he was on his way up. I fought Jordan Meehan when he was on his way up. I used to be the fighter on their way up. I know it better than anybody. I wrote the book on it. So I'm excited to fight him. Very worthy opponent. Very strong striker. Anytime you watch me fight somebody like him or Condit or Robbie Lawler or Paul Daly, I do my homework, I do my math, and I come out ready to fight.